Viewers that are interested in a bit of a tutorial video about how to manage your Arena account and how to maximize productivity. And so I just have this idea that it would be great to have a video where folks can kind of determine what type of players they are and how to philosophically, with understanding what type of player you are and what you like best about playing Arena, whether it's deck building or full on just winning, or coming up with um, ideas that kind of fit into your style. I want to share ways that I have existed in Arena. I have never spent a cent on the game. I get all my stuff by kind of grinding, and I have an approach to obtaining and managing the currency within Arena, and I'm going to share that with you. And this is not a complete player guide. There are other guides out there that do that, but I'm going to give you some very important links below the video, so I want you to check those out, including a great tutorial about the very basics of Arena. There are gaps in that tutorial as well. It's a sponsored tutorial by Quill18. So look for that link below. Watch this video, then watch that video, then maybe come back to this and reference some things here. I'm also going to explain some things that are lesser known things for new or intermediate players. So the core of what I want to share with you is how I maximize my win benefits and obtain currency. And, it's very easy to just want to buy packs as soon as you get 1,000 gold. There are two means of currency in Arena, and one is gold and the other is gems. So if we go into the store, you can use gems and gold to purchase things like these sleeves over here, or you can buy this bundle here, which is a very good deal. It's $5. You get 5 packs, and you get, which typically cost it's 1,000 gold per pack. So that's 5,000 worth of gold in packs and 2,500 gems, which is hard to accumulate 2,500 gems. But so this is under featured here, and you can use this slider to see what else they've got here. You can spend $100 and get 20,000 gems. I don't recommend doing any of that stuff, but I wouldn't fault you if you wanted to spend $5. This is probably the route to go if you want to get started, but please watch the rest of this video so I can explain the value of gems. We're going to look here as well. We're just going to take a quick look through this. Obviously, $5 for 750 gems is not nearly as good a deal as $5 for 2,500 gems in 5 packs. That's a great deal as far as spending money on the Arena. So packs, I just want to quickly go over how you buy packs. Per 1,000 gold, you can buy a single pack. Occasionally they have sales on certain types of packs. I would never spend gems on pack buying, ever. You can get gold pretty simply by accomplishing your daily tasks. Every day there are new tasks up here. These are win-based tasks. These are specific. So every day you have a different category. Today's category, December 26th, is cast 20 red or green spells, and you every time you cast some, it goes up this bar, and when it completes, you get 500 gold and 500 mastery XP. And mastery XP gets you other things. But here is this is the XP. So every day you get new things that are available to you when you get certain amounts of XP. Today it's gold. We'll get 500 gold when we tip out 1000 XP. We're at 775. So see how this, when I accomplish this, I'll get 500 XP. It'll push me up into the next level here. This daily thing is going to give me 100 gold. Once the next click, it goes, each click takes you to a next point. The next click is a 100 gold and 25 mastery, and this will go all day per win. So 15 wins get you various things, mostly gold and XP. Sometimes a card, sometimes, stuff like that. So so that's it. You got gold, you got gems, and you do have XP that gets you additional reward, which is more gems or product, or not gems, but gold and product. So going back into the store, so we looked at packs. Oh, the other thing about packs I want to tell you is, say that you want to build a certain deck that has cards from a certain set. Like right now, I'm working very hard on getting an energy deck built that is just wild, and it's the last set that came out, so I don't have a ton of the cards. So if I did have extra cash around, gold, I would select the set I want, which is Kaladesh, that has this energy system in it, and I could buy specifically Kaladesh cards. So I'm going to still get the same array of wild cards, and I'll get into wild cards shortly. But I also have a chance of tagging the specific cards I need for my deck I'm building by buying packs specifically from Kaladesh. So you can choose any set here that's available currently on the arena. Okay. And so there's that piece. There's that. Now we're going to move on to the daily deals here. And what is not here, okay, daily deals. So yeah, sometimes you get fabulous deals. I'm not particularly interested in the cosmetic stuff. Yeah, sleeves are cool. Yeah, these styled cards are cool, but I'm not going to ever spend anything on them. I actually did buy sleeves because I ended up having excess gems, but there really are better things to buy. So now bundles is probably the most important stuff. I mean, you are going to hit the packs tab often, but bundles, there's something that's not here that you need to know about. It's not on my screen, but it will be on your screen. And that is, let's see, what is it? Sorry, I'm looking at my notes here. A mastery pass. So every cycle of 90 days, when a new set comes out, which ends, by the way, midnight December 31st, you can buy a mastery pass. You can buy it at any point within those 3 months. So for the next mastery pass, it's going to carry you through March, the end of March. So if you had enough gems to buy a mastery pass, which is 3,400 gems, it's a lot. You could buy the mastery pass, say, mid-February, and you would retroactively get all the prizes you would have gotten if you had bought the pass on January 1st. So I'm going to take you in and show you my mastery lineage for this past quarter that we're just wrapping up now. But I'm going to tell you in a nutshell that what I do is I use a lot of my gold to buy access into quick drafts, and I obtain gems through that vehicle. And I have done that and been able to get enough gems every quarter to buy the mastery pass for over a year. I've been on Arena now for a year and a half or so, and after the first couple months, took me 2 or 3 months to figure out this system, I have always obtained a mastery pass. Now, I may not get it exactly on the first day of the new quarter, but I usually do. So right now I have up here where my cursor is, I have 3,280 gems, which I don't have enough for the 3,400 gem mastery pass, but I believe I will by the first. I have had over 4,000 gems, but I bought access into a premier draft and had hopes of winning a little bit and lost every game in it. And I learned a lesson from that I'm going to tell you about in this tutorial. So I will get these gems and I'm going to show you how. So there are other things in here. We'll take a quick look. Sleeves, who cares? You may care, and that's cool. And you may want to spend cash. That's fine. I'm just telling you that I have never spent a cent, and I really don't care too. I mean, if I had tons of extra, gems, I might get something. I don't know. I'm having a little connectivity problem here. Okay, we're all set. Sleeves, you can buy sleeves, you can buy pets. Now, I have a lot of these things because I have won them by virtue of having a mastery pass. And I'm going to show you now how that works. So I'm going into the mastery tab here, and I'm sorry, things are running a little slow. So this is the mastery area, and I'm taking you back to number 1 here at the very beginning as we start the next one. 3 months ago when I started this mastery pass, these are the rewards I could get. So you start out with 1, which is you get nothing. Now there's 2 tiers here. There's an upper and lower tier. Now the upper tier is what you get automatically. The lower tier is what you get in addition when you have a mastery pass. Okay, so you can see that here's a pack. You get a cheesy sleeve here. Here's 2 uncommon Zendikar Rising cards that you get random. And here, with the mastery pass, you get a pack. Here you get a pack. Here you get an emote. Here you get a pack and a card. It doesn't tell you what type of card you get. And here you get a mastery orb. I'll show you that in a minute. Here you get a pack, and here you get a sleeve. Here you get 2 uncommon cards. Here you get a pack. Pack, 3 uncommon cards. Nothing. A mythic card. A pack, an orb. And you can see this just goes on and on. There's tons of these. But you can see that you're ending up getting packs, uncommons, a player draft token, which is a pretty valuable item. So you remember you progress on this scale by getting XP. And I'll go back and point to that again, or you can rewind the video. 200 gems. Okay, sporadically throughout this progression, there are gems. So this helps you get back to your gem goal. I think there might be 800 or 1,000 gems you get. I'll count them as we go. Through this process just for having this mastery pass. So again, another pack. Pack. Uncommons. A creature or pet, they call them. Pack. Mythic card. 3 uncommons. Gold, 500 gold, 200 gems. Pack. Mythic card. And so it goes. So you're, in addition to these things on the top, which actually end sooner in the cycle than this lower one, you're getting all this other stuff. See, on this pack, 200 gems, pack, mythic card. Again, pack, mythic, pack, and so on. So you see how this works. I'm just going to run you through this whole thing very quickly, and you're getting packs on the top tier, which is great, but you're adding additional packs gold, which you never get up here, and gems. Um, mythic cards, which mythic cards are really hard to come by. You have to buy a lot of packs. I think you have to buy 30 packs to get a mythic card. So you're tagging these pricey cards. Now it's randomized, but you'll take any mythic card you can get. More coins here. Packs, sleeves, cool sleeves. So this is I've won everything in this already by this point. It's all checked off. Mythic card pack. And here you see it ends for the standard progression that everybody has access to. At 100, by the time you get your last pack on the standard progression, you've progressed 114 levels of that XP dial, which you can do multiple in a day at times. So pack, gold, pack, and the last one, there's 400 gems sitting here on the last page here. And 1,500 gold. So quickly, these orbs, they're just stylized cards. I think I may have one left to get. Yeah, I have one left to get. So every one of these, I've gotten these card styles from the latest produced set. They're cool, but you have to you get the orbs when you get to on that chart that I was just showing you. When you get an orb, it lights up and puts a number by it. It'll be right here, and you just drag the orb to the spot you want, to which card you want. You have to start at the bottom. You can't get to these without getting this. You can't get to this without having this, etc., etc. So there's that. So Mastery Pass. That's a big part of how I philosophically approach the currency in Arena, is obtaining Master Passes. Now, I'm going to show you how I do that. So I would go to Play. I would go up here to Quick Draft ZENDIKAR Rising. Now, the set that is here for Quick Draft changes. Okay, so it's not going to remain ZENDIKAR Rising. It changes periodically. So if we click on it, see I have highlighted it here. If I click on Quick Draft, it takes me to the Quick Draft screen, and I'm going to tell you what happens here. So you can pay 5,000 gold. I have 2,075 right now, or 750 gems. I would never do that. I would never pay gems to get into one of these, because my goal is to amass gems. So I'm going to be probably doing this later today or tomorrow, doing a ZENDIKAR Rising Quick Draft. When you pay the 500 gold, you click this, it takes the 500 out of your account, and you enter into a draft. It is not a time draft. You don't have to play the whole draft now. You can draft your set and stop right there and come back when you have time to play the games. But the advice I have for you is to Google a video on ZENDIKAR Rising draft, and they will give you advice on what to look for in the draft, because it's randomized what you can choose. You get to open a pack. You open packs and you get to choose cards from them. So, and you get to choose one of maybe 18 cards or something and put it in your set. So if you were going to do this draft today, you had 5,000 gold, I would tell you, look for the Dimir Rogues. It's one of the hottest, relatively budget sets in ZENDIKAR Rising. It's a very successful set. Now this quick draft does multiple things doing these things. A, you get to keep all the cards that you draft, and B, you get prizes. So even though you could have bought 5 packs, if you just went to the store and bought packs, and you are only getting, say you don't win a game, you only get one pack for 5,000, but you do get all the cards that you draft. So I'm not going to be able to do a draft. I don't have enough coins for you, but I would jump in and show you that if I could. But when you get in there, the top left-hand corner of the sheet of cards you can choose from. And this is not timed. You can take your time and look over them. There are some drafts that are live with actual people, the premier drafts and whatnot, which I almost never do. But this, you can take your time and look at the cards. The priciest cards, the mythics or rare cards or uncommons, are in the top left-hand corner typically. So you have a choice to make. You could, hopefully you go into this thing educated. The last one I did, I didn't prepare myself, and I didn't get a single win. It was kind of a wash. I did get a bunch of cool cards, but so you have a choice to make. You can look for those cards that are going to build you a very competitive deck for this, so you can win as much as possible. And or you can see a mythic card or a rare card you really want, and you can get that, even though it doesn't fit into your deck, because you're going to have extra cards. So it's awesome because you can tag some really good cards for future decks while you're in this process. But I would try, if I were you, like if you had the coins to do this before this cycle ends, get in here and do a quick draft. If you have 5,000 gold, and I'd say go for Dimir Rogues. Try to build a Dimir Rogues deck. You get to add lands afterwards. I tend to run a bigger deck. You need to have a 40 card deck, but you don't need to limit it to 40 cards. Okay, it doesn't tell you that in the description. So, and the advantage of that is you can add some lands, and you won't get milled as quick, number one. So you might outlast the opponent, for example. And if somebody's running a mill deck and you have a 40 card deck, believe me, it's not going to take long to get milled. So yeah, I tend to run 45 to 54 card decks when playing these drafts. You go through and you can, after you draft your cards, you can ditch cards you don't want and add lands to meet your needs. So let's just take a look. 0 wins, 50 gems, 1 pack. 1 win. So you play until you lose 3 matches in this particular draft. 1 win out of 3, pretty darn reasonable. You get 100 gems, 1 pack. If you're doing pretty good, again, still not winning 50% of your games, 200 gems in a pack. If you're lucky, you get 300 gems or more, and they build up quick after that. So 300 gems is a pretty good haul for 5,000 gold, in my opinion. And I think I've won 5 or 6 a couple times, up in that range. But 650 is a lot of gems to win for 5,000 gold, and 850 is huge. And if you, I've never gotten this, but 950 gems for 5,000 gold and 2 packs in addition to all the cards you've drafted is an outrageous deal. So, yeah, that's my goal. So you're going to be, if you do it right, you're going to be playing over the 3-month span, probably 10 or so of these. Yeah, and I would suggest going into the store periodically, because sometimes they're under the daily deals. There's something like you can spend 500 gold or 1,000 gold or something and get a pass into a draft. And go back home here, and I just recently got a master pass. They had it on sale for, you could either spend like 600 gems, which I did, 500 or 600 gems, or like, I don't know, 2,500 gold, and I didn't have gold, so I said, I got enough gems to get the 3,400 by the end of the month, and I bought it, and I played this ZENDIKAR Premier Draft, and you can see that this is a pricey item. It's 10,000, and really the rewards aren't any better, but it does have a bigger high end. So See, you can see that it jumps up in the value quick. The first, if you only win one, it's the same. 1 and 2, the same. Um, uh, 2 wins, you start getting a little more gold. Big time jump at 3 wins. I got 0 wins in my last one. So, and the other thing about this, that it is timed against live players, and you have to play all the games. I think you have to play all the games, but you certainly have to draft in a timely way. If you don't draft quick, you can lose a pick. So it is a more stressful process, and really, um, I again don't recommend this for grinding out gems. I suggest the quick draft. Okay, so now, so I'm suggesting that you watch this video, then you go and you watch the video that I'm going to suggest to you, that is a Arena tutorial by Quill18. I'll provide the link. You may want to come back and watch this one again to kind of make sure you got everything solidified in your mind. And then there's other links I'm going to provide below. One of them is an Aether Hub link. And Aether Hub is a very important place for Arena players. It's where I post my decks. It's where the majority of the big players post their decks, and you can access them on Aether Hub. In addition to that, they have a link that I'm going to provide below that gives all the codes for getting free packs. And if you haven't done that, get on there, because they do time out at some point. But if you haven't used any of those codes, you should be able to get a slew of decks, which will build up your library. So please look at that link below and peruse Aether Hub. And if you get on Aether Hub and you go to Menacing MTG, look at my decks and send me a message, and join up my channel there so you can look at my decks. So again, you're going to grind out rewards every day here on the bottom of this screen. So get on, I think at 6 a.m. maybe, they change out, and pump those out. You don't have to play hours every day to obtain this stuff. Usually like an hour of play gets you all that stuff. Especially if you're playing effectively. Again, use gold to go into the quick draft, earn gems, use those gems to buy the Mastery Pass, which is 3,400 gems to buy you the Mastery Pass. And if, again, it retroactively credits you all that stuff that I showed you that you would have earned by that point. So nothing lost. Then, I would suggest that if you're a relative beginner, that you try to build a few effective decks. Now, I'm going to post a deck the next day or two that is a Rakdos budget sacrifice deck. And it is a deck that I used kind of early on in my Arena days. And it's going to be a historic deck at this point. But it's a deck that I used, and it was winning games at about a 66% rate of success. Now, a lot of those games, of course, aren't all played at Mythic, but a very effective deck. Now, I'm going to post a budget deck using things like Evolving Wilds instead of Fable Passages. No rare or mythic rare cards in the deck I'm going to post. And I'm going to have suggestions for, as you make progress, things that you can do to build that up so that it is a deck that can carry you to easily to Diamond, or certainly to possibly to Mythic. As it stands, it'll get you through several tiers. In addition, I take a look at my Bounce Flash mono blue deck. Mono decks are really good to play. They're easier to kind of build without having the expensive lands. Lands are a big deal on Arena. It's hard to get, like I've been playing, like I said, I get to Mythic every cycle. I have a Mastery Pass every cycle, and I still don't have all of the hot lands. So you have to make some sacrifices. And I want to tell you, don't get discouraged because you don't have all the cards in a given deck. you can swap out things, and that's part of the creativity. Even when I watch videos, which I strongly suggest you watch deck builders videos to get ideas, I like kind of making them my own. And part of that is due to necessity, and part of that is due to creativity. And there's different kind of philosophies I have about building decks, and I'll talk briefly about that in a little bit here. Um, so again, I would advise you to watch for my video that's coming up, the Rakdos budget sacrifice deck, and check out my already posted Bounce and Flash to Mythic deck. And there are some Mythic cards in there, Brazen Borrower, but you can easily swap out some things in that deck, with Blink of an Eye, or so stuff like that. That achieve similar results, maybe not as effectively or as high valued, but certainly will be an excellent deck that's pretty easy to build. At its core, it's mono blue, easy to play. Those are two decks that have some kind of interesting things to learn about playing, and they'll teach you how to use synergy as well. Okay, so now I'm going to share a link below that's to a article about what kind of player you might be. There's an old way of viewing this, which is Timmy, Johnny, and Spike decks. Just take a glance at this because it may inform what type of deck building you do. I think it's very interesting. I'd say that I'm kind of mostly a Johnny deck builder or a Spike deck builder. I'm interested in building something different than other people have built, coming up with cool synergies. But Spike is kind of an all-out win guy deck, and I do try to do that some too. When those two marry each other, that's when you get a perfect deck in my world. The Timmy deck in a nutshell is kind of the big creature guy. You want to have those big creatures that come in and smash people. So that's that. Again, watch deck building. It's so important. Become aware of the metagame. So Google MTG Arena metagame and find out what decks are winning and what their win rates are. Like, for example, I have a Zenith Flare deck. It's going fairly wild for me as a beginner deck builder, YouTuber. That's another deck I'd say, if you got the cards to do it, it's not a pricey deck at all. It's very easy to build that deck. You just need all these cycling cards and Zenith Flare. And that's a hoot of a deck. So that is in the metagame. The versions of the blue deck that I built are in the metagame. Stuff like that. Then the last thing I really want to talk about is this is an opportunity to play with friends. So if you know anybody that is doing Arena as well, I just want to quickly show you how that works, and maybe a few nuts and bolts about the options that are up here on the top bar. But let's take a look in here. So I have only 3 friends on here, and right now Petunia is online. That's my brother-in-law, actually. He has Petunia as a handle, so folks aren't afraid of him. They take him lightly. I guess that's his philosophy. But so if I wanted to ask him to play right now, I would just click on this, and then I could type in a message here under New Message and click this little arrow, and he would get that message. And I might say, hey, you got time for a quick one? And during the game, you can type in here. So there's that. And then if you want to add a friend, you just go right here and hit this. Now I'm going to show you my profile for a couple of reasons at this point. And here. Now here is my handle, and I'm asking you not to use this handle and just... I would prefer that you go into AetherHub and send me a message through AetherHub under Menacing MTG. If you want to play a game with me, I am cool with that. But I just wanted to show you that this is where you'll find your handle. So you could share your handle with friends or others if you're connected online and play games with them, which is so awesome. It's just brings a whole nother dimension to playing Arena. Um, but I also, in this window, wanted to show you another portion of rewards that you get. So you can see that I am at Mythic 84%. Once you get to Mythic, you stay at Mythic. Um, and so the season's about to end. It ends in 5 days here, as you can see. If I had made it to bronze, I would get one pack at the end of that. Everybody gets a pack at the end of it. Silver, you'd get a pack and 500 gold. Gold, 2 packs, 1,000 gold, 1 card style. Platinum, 3 packs, 1,000 gold, and a couple card styles. Diamond, 4 packs, 1,000 gold, couple card styles. Mythic, 5 packs, 1,000 gold, 2 card styles. Okay. In addition to that, there's limited, and I have played not many drafts lately, so I'm only going to get the bronze level, a single pack. Although I will be playing another one, so I might be able to bump myself up to silver. So silver, I usually don't get up very high, but I usually get gold or something, because I don't do a bunch of cube stuff. I don't do a bunch of draft stuff other than the quick draft, solely for the purpose of getting gems. So I'm not going to get way up here. There are people that spend money to get passes and play. And again, you can earn a reasonable amount of rewards, but it's not for cash, worth the cash that you're going to spend to play. My draft playing is merely a vehicle to get those gemstones to get the mastery pass. But so you get both of these. Again, limited is for the drafts and otherwise. So there you have it. So I'm going to get this lot of stuff in addition at the on January 1st. And if by chance I don't have the gems, then I'm going to get 1,000 coins here, and that's about almost 30% of the amount I need to get into another draft. So I'll be able to play a draft before the end of this cycle, and if I don't get it right away again, I'll have the coins in short order to play another one and get what I need. So there it is in a nutshell. So I hope this is helpful. Again, please check the links below and use those things, because if you're just starting or you're pretty new into this, getting a ton of packs is awesome, and having the resources that you need. Please ask any questions that you have of this video below. Consider subscribing to the channel. My whole thing, I actually I love playing Magic, obviously. I do play paper Magic as well. During COVID, I'm certainly very, very happy that I have Arena to play on. But I love deck building. On Arena, I just love building decks. That's why I'm doing this. Because I want to share my decks. I build these things. I do kind of quirky things sometimes. I pull off good decks with a limited budget. I never have spent a cent. So I'm psyched about building decks. That's as much of a joy as playing games, really, is building a cool deck, getting to run it, tweaking it, and getting it kind of dialed in and being like, whoa, okay, I did that. So that's what I do it for. Now, others may just be about, my whole goal is to get a winning deck. I have a ton of decks. I'm just going to show you my decks page while I'm here. I'm always maxed out on decks, okay? I'm having to eliminate decks to create new decks. Here's my budget sacrifice. It's ready to go. I think I'm going to make a couple tweaks to it, but I'm always playing with other things. I have this Orzhov Chaos deck in the wings, but this is my baby right here. This will be coming out as soon as I have the cards. I need a couple more rare cards and maybe one mythic. I don't even think there's a mythic. I need maybe 2 or 3 rares and few uncommons to get this deck up and at it. So this Gruul Energy deck I'm really psyched about. But I have oodles of decks. Just a ton of decks. So I'm going to have to ditch stuff to build a new deck. Let's see. Anything else I want to... Oh, so you can see that this shape right here tells us that this is a historic deck. And when you have a circular outline, that is a standard deck. Oh, there's one more thing I wanted to show you here. So I'm just going to open this up. And so you can click here, like deck, just a little deck building help for you here. So here's the cards in my deck, and you can change the way this looks. I usually have, sometimes have this set up when I show you decks. But this is a very important thing to be able to, I'm going to hit OK to show you this again. This little slider bar thing takes you into the area where you can choose very specific things about your cards. And one important thing to know is not collected. Okay, so if you don't click that button, it's only going to show you things you actually own at the time. So if you want to see what else is out there, and you can do it per set or whatever. So say I'm looking at that energy deck, I would hit Kaladesh because all of those the energy specific cards in that deck are in that set right there. I know that they're the only ones, so I would click that. But let's just click not collected, and I'm going to show you something here. Do you see how this is kind of grayed out? This is bright, this is grayed out. I do not own this card. I don't have any orange line around here. See, I own 3 Castle Lochthwains. I don't own any Baron Moor. So if I wanted to buy this card, I could place it here, and see how I have 2 of these because I accidentally did that twice. I could hit the plus sign, and I do have 13 of these basic black level cards here, common cards that I could craft. Every time I click craft, I already have 2 selected here. So if I hit craft now, it would craft 2. So I'm going to back out of there, and I'm going to take those out of my deck. But that is how you craft cards. And this tells you how many you have. You can see that I have 13 common cards that I can create right now and 0 of anything else. So I am tapped because I've been furiously building that energy deck while trying to produce decks for my YouTube channel. So I've been tapped out, and it took me longer to get to Mythic this cycle than it has in a long time because I'm building decks, and it's some trial and error involved. So again, that's how you do that. Important things. And you can just pick up cards here and drag them over. Okay. Drag them out. And sideboards up here. I have a little sideboard for this deck. It's really not applicable to this deck, actually. That's a leftover from the previous deck. And you might want to build a sideboard for a deck if you're playing in an event, like a historic event. There are some free events that are cool to play. I'll just show you those really quickly. There are these traditional play. So I'm not going to hit play because I don't want to enter into it. But what you get to do is you play a game, and then you get to do some sideboarding in between games. You're playing best of 3 for both this traditional standard and traditional ranked and traditional historic ranked and traditional standard play. All right, so that's another little tip. Those are fun to do. So adds another level of playing because to have an effective sideboard is good. I don't do a lot of that, but I do some of it. Trying to just think here last minute about anything else I wanted to show you. Oh, let's just take a quick look at this wheel here, which allows you to adjust things like the graphics of your system. Like if you're having lag or something, you can drop it down so that it's not taxing your system as much. Gameplay is important. For example, if you're playing the token deck with Krenko, Tin Street Kingpin, and Angelic Exaltation. You want to take automatic ordered triggers off. You want to be able to determine the order of triggering. So there's various things you can do here. Auto tap, not auto tap. I have most of the auto stuff going. You can disable card styles, disable emotes, etc., etc. It also gives you these keystroke things that you can do. Anything else in there you should know? Audio stuff? Nope. That's it, really. That's the whole nine, folks. Again, questions, let me know. I'll see you around. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.